this place was always dangerous. And weird. Policy and procedure used to keep us in control. But now, we need a new approach.
FBC: Firebreak is the new game developed by Remedy Entertainment, the studio of Alan Wake, Quantum Break, Control, and more. But this time it's going to be a different game style, since it's a first-person shooter, but the structure will be set in a co-op experience, a 3-player cooperative first-person shooter, set within a mysterious federal agency under assault by otherworldly forces. All that in the universe of Control. That's the same of Alan Wake. The game is coming out in June 17, 2025. It's confirmed to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows.
We've had reports of rogue sticky notes replicating across this sector. If you don't cut back their numbers, this whole place will be yellow by morning.
Painkiller is a new game of a classic first-person shooter series, and now it returns in great style with a fast-paced, brutal co-op first-person shooter experience, with nice graphics and stylish visuals. The studio developing the game is Anshar Studios, and it's planned to be released still in 2025, but with no official release date yet. But it's confirmed to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The classic Painkiller series is back. Battle through purgatory in fast-paced co-op action, wielding infernal weapons against relentless demonic hordes. A game that shall be interesting for you, fan of Doom. Ferocious is a new single-player first-person shooter with dinosaurs, set in modern days, but in a reality where dinosaurs are still a reality in Island. Immerse yourself in a survival FPS adventure. Stranded on a dangerous island, face mercenaries, dinosaurs, and a vibrant yet hostile ecosystem. Explore breathtaking environments and survive the onslaught of intense, fast-paced encounters. The game is being developed by the studio OMYOG, and it's confirmed to Windows, but an Xbox Series XS and PlayStation 5 version is aimed to be released too. So if you like dinosaur games, this one looks interesting.
Ready for a bit of fun then?
Killing Floor 3 is the next game of this beloved horror FPS series. The game is being developed by the studio Tripwire Interactive, and it's coming out to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, and the game was supposed to be released in March of 2025, but it was postponed, and now there's no release date yet, maybe still in 2025. The series is known for being extremely fun to play with friends. Yes, it's a sort of co-op game with a lot of personality. The graphics looks really good, looks immersive and fluid, and promises to be a great experience, with a lot of content, such as missions, weapons, enemies, and much more. Ayla is an interesting upcoming first-person survival horror set in a futuristic world. The game is being developed by the studio Pulsatrix Studios and is coming out to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, but there's no release date yet, but it shall be released in 2025 or 2026. A first-person horror game set in a near future filled with immersive technology. Play as the sole game tester for a revolutionary new fictional AI. Survive intense horror experiences that prey on your deepest fears as the lines between virtual and reality begin to blur. The art of the game looks really good, so I want to see the final version.
Express, the only shopping channel with no delays, no refunds, and no paperwork whatsoever. Today we're presenting you with a brand new line of home essentials. Don't wait too long, they're going fast. Feeling the heat? Not anymore. The Cool D's Cold Steam Applier just hit the market. Say goodbye to sticky cheese crumbs. With this portable freezer, your meat and dairy will stay preserved until the end of time. Order now. Buy two, pay for three. Hot off the press. A must-have for every modern...
Mouse PI for Hire is a story first-person shooter mixed with investigation in the world of Mickey Mouse. Join private investigator Jack Pepper on a guns-blazing, jazz-fueled adventure. The game combines the charm of hand-drawn rubber hose animation inspired by the classic cartoons of the 1930s with the adrenaline and action of an explosive first-person shooter. The studio developing the game is Fumi Games, and it's planned to be released still in 2025, but with no release date yet. And it's confirmed to Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows.
Introducing Clean D's Automatic Turpentine Cleanser. With our Automatic Turpentine Cleanser, you wipe, swipe, clean, and shine every inch of your front yard. Order now. Limited stock available. Tired of feeling invisible? Grab yourself a brand new Mind D's Self-Aware Attitude Changer. With our device at hand, making friends becomes mind-blowingly easy. You don't need to strain your brain. Mind D will do the thinking for you. Don't think, order before you come to your senses. Wishlist now, and we'll ring your bell when they're ready.
Borderlands 4 is the next adventure of the beloved universe of Borderlands. The game is being developed by the studio Gearbox Software, and it'll be released on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, and Microsoft Windows, and the game got a release date already. That is September 12th, 2025. You probably know the series already, but if you don't, it's a looter-shooter series set in a first-person camera with a unique and charismatic graphic style, and it's always been a success since the first game in the series. Marathon is the returning of a really old first-person shooter. It's going to be an online extraction shooter game. Developed by Savvy Studio of first-person shooter games, the studio Bungie, creators of Halo series, and also Destiny. The game is coming out in September 23rd, 2025 to PlayStation 5 and Windows. So if you like PvPv first-person shooter games, take a look at this one. At least the studio is legendary, so this may surprise the players.
Death. The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Battlefield 6 is finally a new version of this classic series. So far we don't have much information about it, but it shall be released still in 2025 or 2026.
So let me explain the situation. One of our contractors, Edwin Murray, has gone missing, leaving our property abandoned in his warehouse. Your job is simple. Enter the warehouse and retrieve the technology that he was developing for us. It's a kind of prototype endoskeleton that can adapt to any costume and become any character. We suspect it may be malfunctioning, so just be aware of the slip.
Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic is the new game of this huge horror series. It's being developed by the studio Steelwool Studios, and so far it's only confirmed to PlayStation 5 and Windows. Other platforms may be confirmed in the future, and there's an official release date already. That's June 13th, 2025. Enter the abandoned workshop of Murray's costume manor and unravel the mystery left behind by the reclusive inventor. In the game, you'll step into a world where every dark corner holds a secret, and every flicker of light hints at an ever-present threat.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Thank you for being a valued member of the Fazbear team.
I wish I hadn't come here for this. I found them.
Instiction is a new first-person survival game set in a mix of prehistoric and modern world. Experience an action-adventure full of prehistoric animals, set in the heart of a lost Mesoamerican land cut off from the world by the rift. Survive a mysterious organization and ancient creatures to restore stability and unravel one of the most intriguing stories of modern times. The game is being developed by the studio Hashbane Interactive and is coming out to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. Probably still in 2025, and shall be one of the most realistic video games about dinosaurs so far.
After all this death, if you had the chance,
this city is a miracle-balanced machine.
Clockwork Revolution is an interesting FPS story game developed by the studio Inxile Entertainment. Xbox Game Studio is confirmed to Xbox Series XS and Windows, but a PlayStation 5 version is not far-fetched, especially considering how Xbox is publishing games lately. Embark on a grand adventure in the steampunk metropolis of Avalon, wielding an incredible invention that allows you to travel into the past and influence key events, altering the course of history. A game that reminded me of BioShock Infinite for its visual style and a storyline that seems to be of a big importance too.
There is nowhere in space or time where I will not destroy you. Oh no. What did I do?
Welcome subject 1473. Any connection to the project has been established. Compliance confirmed.
Voidbreaker is a fast-paced roguelite first-person shooter game. It's being developed by the studio Stubby Games, and it's planned to 2025 with no release date yet. But even before the early access version will be available, only on PC, but the final version will also be available on Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. Fight relentless machines driven by a hostile AI. Escape an endless cycle. Craft infinite weapon variants with deep gun modding. Forge deadly synergies. Carve your way out through enviro destruction. All that with a fast-paced gameplay that will make you feel like a super soldier.
The program thanks you for your unwavering support.
From the studio that brought you Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Part 2. Part 2. And Fallout 3, Part 2. Comes a completely original Part 2. And like all good sequels, we've...
The Outer Worlds 2 is the sequel of the first game, what's obvious. And it's being developed by the studio Obsidian Entertainment that just released Avowed, but the game is coming out still in 2025 it seems, to Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The game is an open-world action RPG set in an FPS style. The first game is really fun. It's not a masterpiece, but it's fun. But they promise that now it's going to be even greater in all aspects, so I'm really curious to see how it's really going to be. But for now we need to wait, because there's no release date yet.
More action. More weapons. And more. Welcome back to the future. Try not to break it again.
I'm not interested in hiring any more idiots. I'm looking for people of tact and vision and perspicacity.
The Outer Worlds 2.
Your time is running out.
This place is a room where we grow our future.
Your weapons fail. Your ammunition runs low.
And you've yet to see our most beautiful creation. All you have is your hatred and your individuality.
System Shock 2 25th Anniversary Remaster is obviously the remaster of a classic first-person sci-fi game released in 1999. The original game is a genre-defining experience that established innovative gameplay mechanics that are a staple of the FPS and RPG genre today. Survive the wretched corridors of the Von Braun. Your training has prepared you for this. The studios developing the remaster are Night Dive Studios, Looking Glass Studios, and Irrational Games, and it's coming out in June 25th, 2025 to Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4 and 5, Nintendo Switch, and Windows. So if you missed the classic game, the remaster should be really fun.
like your cell inmate. What kind of prison is this? A rare... We need you to retrieve it for study. Well done, Fox. Your sentence has been reduced by 100 days.
Luna Abyss is a single-player first-person shooter set in a futuristic world. The game is being developed by the studio Bonsai Collective, and it's coming out to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, but there's no release date. It's a fast-paced FPS with platforming challenges and a combat in the bullet hell style, with fast action moments and a fluid gameplay. In the game, we'll follow the journey of Fox, a prisoner of Luna, caught between a cryptic prophecy and their prison sentence. So fans of fast-paced FPS games like Doom, this one looks promising.
Way. On me. Bloody hell.
Dying Light the Beast is a new action-adventure with horror game. If you know the series, you know what to expect, but it's a game set in a first-person style. You're in a place that's been struck by a zombie infestation, and you must survive and fight them with all you've got, all types of weapons, vehicles, and more. The gameplay is really nice, with a fast movement style and insane parkour skills. The game is being developed by the studio Techland, and it's coming out in some moment in 2025 to PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One and Series XS, and Windows, and is a game that the fans of the first game should keep an eye out for.
Contact!
If you push too much, you might unleash the beast.
Many people believe that we have a purpose, as if we had been brought to Tartarus for some reason. Even themselves. Trust me, emissary. Will is the only thing that matters. It creates the hunger.
Pioneer drops players into a grim world where survival hinges on exploration, crafting, and smart resource management. As an MMO FPS, it offers both PvE missions and intense PvP zones, with unique crafting mechanics, hundreds of weapons, and a deep story to explore. The studio developing the game is GFA Games, and it's confirmed to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, and it's planned to be released still in 2025. A game that mixes a fun first-person shooter combat with an MMO experience, but with quests and a storyline to follow, but also combat zones with the PvP fights.
Your target is in possession of a radioactive device. Stop Carrington's attack at all costs. Good luck, Agent.
I always knew I had an instinct. I was wrong.
Welcome to Garden City, where it's a pleasant 23 degrees all day, every day.
known location.
Local forces are also tracking his whereabouts.
Perfect Dark is a new game of this classic series. The original game was released in 2000, 25 years ago, and it'll be a huge first-person shooter. It's being developed by a new Xbox studio, The Initiative, and will be released on Xbox Series XS and Windows. PlayStation 5 version could be confirmed, but not so far, and there's no release date yet. Secret agent thriller set in a near-future world of spies, technology, and secrets. The gameplay looks fluid and open, with a fun freedom to explore and discover new ways to deal with the objectives. So I'm curious to see the final version of the game.
On the life we think we know, find the truth. Scan's clear. I'm going in blind. Carrington! Damn it!
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, this is Andy Shepkowski calling on a recorded line. I can't tell you everything over the phone, but you need to come down here tonight, please. 6 p.m.
Compound Fracture is a dinosaur first-person shooter game that resembles classic games like Turok, and also reminded me of Dino Crisis. That was really fun too. The game is being developed by the studio Eteria Games, and it's confirmed only to Windows, at least in the start, but there's no official release date yet. In the forests of an untouched planet, there's a lone installation. Dimly lit bunkers and offices lay empty, while distant cliffside structures cast shadows on the waves below. Heavy footsteps echo through abandoned hallways, all with a retro visual style that looks really fun.
I'm sorry, Enforcer. I didn't know who else to call.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Say hi back. Of course they know. What if I told you that every word, their fear, their hate, were just planted in your brain like weeds in a garden? What would you do to free yourself? We both know the answer to that question. Nothing. You are...
Judas is a new story-driven first-person shooter by the legendary creator of BioShock series. The game is being developed by the studio Ghost Story Games, and it's confirmed to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. It was supposed to be released in March of 2025, but it was postponed, and now there's no official date yet, but shall be released still in 2025. The game will follow the same idea of BioShock, a game with a fun gameplay, good combat, but the biggest feature of the game are the universe and story that in BioShock was pretty insane, and here's going to be set in a similar style. So you fan of BioShock, this one gotta be in your list.
So slowly. You don't even know what's happening. But I'm here to set you free. Whether you like it or not.
Good evening, Noah. Having trouble sleeping again? Your cortisol levels are elevated. Something's interfering, detecting temporal anomaly. Processing environmental data. Memory patterns are
Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss is a story-driven, first-person game of Cthulhu. It's being developed by the studio Big Bad Wolf. It's aimed to be released in 2026 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. A mining station in the Pacific Abyss is no longer responding. As an investigator of the occult, unravel the mysteries of the deep. Test your wits and sanity in this thriller inspired by the Master of Providence. A game that promises to bring us an atmospheric and immersive world, with a deep story developing mysterious events, all that with beautiful and realistic graphics.
Focus on my voice. Vital signs critical. Stay with me, Noah. Noah, the knowledge, it's beautiful.
Off your ass!
Do the same for that one. Hey! Hey, you! Get out of here!
Calm down. I'm going.
Good choice.
You have a good day, too.
Gothic Remake: The Legend is back. Return to the Valley of the Minds in this faithful remake of the genre-defining classic RPG. Explore a handcrafted, organic open world that reacts dynamically to your actions in a gritty, unrestricted experience like no other. The game, the remake of a classic RPG game. It's being developed by the studio Alchemia Interactive, and it's coming out probably in 2025 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. The original game was released over 20 years ago, in 2001, and it's a very good and fun RPG game. So if you like big and massive RPG games, that's a good one.
There's the line. You had your share, mate. Get lost. Get lost. Nobody
Time to put that booty to good use.
Come on, fry him! Yeah!
I really thought you could get away with this, eh? Wait.
Dinos Reborn is an open-world survival games with dinosaurs. Yes, in a similar style of Ark Survival Evolved. It's being developed by the Studio Gaming Factory, and it's planned to be released still in 2025 to Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows. A dozen species of dinosaurs in the sky and on the ground, each with its own unique survival instincts. Analyze their tracks, observe their habits, look for weaknesses, and find the best moment to attack. So if you're searching for a new survival game, this one may be interesting for you. Routine is a first-person sci-fi horror set on an abandoned lunar base, designed around an 80s vision of the future. The game is being developed by the studio Lunar Software and is confirmed to Xbox Series XS and Windows. A PlayStation 5 version is not confirmed yet, and there's no release date announced, but I think it's still going to take some time. Searching for answers puts you face to face with an enemy who is certain the main threat is you. Discoveries lead to deeper unknowns, and the only way to go is forward. Deathbound is a co-op game with dinosaurs, mixing horror, mystery, and stealth, and shall be an interesting game for the fans of co-op games. But in case you prefer, you can play it totally alone as well. It's being developed by the studio Jaw Drop Games, and is only confirmed to Windows, and the early access is aimed to be released still in 2025, but with no official date yet. With team-based objectives, suspenseful gameplay, and constant mortal danger, teamwork and cooperation are essential to survival. Or leave your teammates behind in favor of a solo session. The atmosphere is deeper and the horror intensifies as you attempt to survive alone.